it's Ashlyn.
And it's Jamie.
And today we're going to do a video about our childhood Halloween costumes and stories.
As well as give you 2 ideas for this year.
If any of you watch the WWE, SmackDown, Raw, or anything, one of my favorites is Alexa Bliss. And she's actually the same height as me, which is cool. And on the shirt at the bottom it says 5 Feet of Fury, so that's pretty cool. And she's currently the women's champion. She's been 2-time champion on Raw and SmackDown. But if you've got somebody that you like and you want to do that, you can just get their t-shirt from WWE shop, and I actually got this at Toys R Us. So it's pretty simple, you know, costume to pull together.
And you can wear it whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Maybe not the belt. But
maybe not the belt. I mean, unless you just want to.
If you've ever seen the show Riverdale, it's fairly new. It's in its 2nd season. I am Cheryl from Riverdale, the really sassy redhead. I was hoping my hair would show up a little more red in this light, but it's not
in
quite.
person, your hair is more red. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just the lighting because we're filming this at like 7. In order to really get Cheryl's costume, all you have to do is black and white, anything, preferably some red. I don't have like any red pins or anything. That's kind of her style. And red lipstick. This is the closest thing I have because I'm not really into lipstick, but and do your hair kind of like this or put it up in a ponytail and you've got Cheryl.
And another thing you can do for Alexis is if you want to put your hair in pigtails, that'd be another thing. She also has some like pink in her hair, but she's had other colors, so if you had that spray paint, you could do that too.
My first Halloween ever would have been 1996. I was actually born on October 4th, so for the first Halloween, my mom didn't do anything, considering I was only a few weeks old. But for my technically 2nd Halloween and the first Halloween, I dressed up, I guess you could say. She didn't take me out, but she dressed me up in a Minnie Mouse little onesie with the hat. For one Halloween, my mom dressed me up as a cat, and it was the first time I ever wore eyeliner, but it was on my face. And I had like a really, really cute little Halloween basket. It was really frilly. Kind of looked like a pocketbook. There was another year I also dressed up as a cat, but it wasn't as cool. I just found like I think it was a thing at Goodwill or something. It had cat ears and a pink cat tail, and I just threw them together. I've been a witch several times. I feel like that's a really common thing.
I've been a witch too, at least once.
It's like the go-to costume if you don't know what to be.
They're awesome though.
You can do whatever you want with it. When I was, I was 2, according to my little iPad here. I went as a butterfly, and for the longest time, you'll see in the picture, it looks like I'm a rabbit because the little antenna on the top are kind of bent back and you can't see the wings, but I was definitely a butterfly because the shirt actually says in white on like a really light pink. It's as pretty as a butterfly. It's really, really hard to read. I was a huge Barbie fan. I actually wanted to be a princess when I grew up for the longest time. You're stereotypical.
Why not?
I mean, if the princesses can do it, I can do it. I guess a Barbie princess, so combine the 2 things I like together. One year I was also a sheep. Don't remember too much from this year, but it was basically a sheep onesie.
I like that one because that reminds me of one that I was a cat when I was younger, so that was pretty cool. The similarities when we didn't even know each other back then. That's pretty cool.
I was also a pumpkin one year. I feel like that's something you generally dress babies up in, but I was 7. I was, I guess, a princess, a medieval princess for 2 years in a row, and my brother was a king. But for the sake of this video, he really hates pictures, so I'm not going to put any pictures of him in this video. It was also a fairy one year. I'm going to try and edit this picture so you can see it better. Last year for Halloween, my apartment did a trick-or-treating thing for little kids, and I dressed up as Wednesday Addams, and a friend of mine, roommate, she's actually behind that wall, she dressed up as Cousin It.
Yeah, and that was really cool. I could see the pictures. I liked Halloween a lot when I was growing up, and even when it wasn't around that time, Christmas or any holidays like that, my daycare would dress us up in different things, and I used to love it. So one of the pictures I've got is of me as a little cowgirl, and it's so cute. I like that one, and so I would dress up as different things like an angel, or like there's one that I've got that's a sailor, and different things like that. My favorite princess growing up was Ariel, so I had my little crown and my little, almost like a wand kind of thing, or
yeah, she doesn't have a wand, but a
trident like her father or something, and then a little purple and blue dress, which is really cute. I know I dressed up as, I can't remember her name, but if you know, you can comment, from the Fantastic Four. Yeah,
I don't remember her name either.
I can't remember what her powers are though, but she was blonde.
Yeah, if I find it, I'll put it down here somewhere.
There was one where I was Britney Spears, and that wasn't my initial what I wanted to wear that year. But my grandma put my makeup on, and I done my shirt, and tied it up to like a crop top, and I had the cute little hat, and I already had a Britney Spears backpack, you know, like the clear see-through ones.
Oh, I remember those.
I've always been a Britney Spears fan, so that was really cool that I got to dress up as her. And my aunt has a photography business, so I got dressed up in like a Native American inspired dress, which I love their culture and their history and everything, so it's really cool to get to do that. So
yeah,
that
and you
fun.
nailed the shoes too.
I know.
And most people just forget that the shoes exist.
Because I had like Uggs, and then I took like fake fur and stuff and made it look like they were, you know, authentic, like been like handmade or something. So that was cool. There was one year, it was like some kind of monk or something. Can't remember what that was for, but it was like almost like a dress thing with a hood. So that was one costume that was good to be able to reuse and stuff, so I didn't have to go and buy something else. There was one time when I was it Rosie the Riveter, where she does that. She's got the red bandana and lipstick, so that's what I did last year, but the year before, so that was pretty cool.
Do you have any specific stories that you can think of?
Yeah, Fantastic Four, when I was that girl, blonde-headed girl. I was either running back to the car or running to get the candy and stuff, and I fell down, and the person had gravel driveway, and I skipped my knee really bad, and there was a hole in my costume. I had a dent in my Halloween night, but yeah, I still got candy, so I was happy.
Whenever I was the fairy for Halloween one year, we came out to this house, and I knew that there were teenagers that lived there, but I didn't see them. I just saw their parents standing on the porch. I just have like this intuition that if someone's behind me or someone's watching me, to watch my back. It's just something I've had for a while, because I'm also really paranoid, so then sometimes it's hard to tell when to listen and when not to. But I had a feeling somebody was right behind me, so I turned around, and there was a teenager, so I'm guessing I was like 9 or 10. He was standing right by my shoulder, and as I turned, I hit him in the face with my wing, just scraped across his face, and I think that broke his character, because he was trying to scare me. He had his face painted or something. And then there was another one that came out of the woods at the friend I was with and scared her because she didn't get the warning of wings.
I always like dressed up as princesses, and I dressed up as Jasmine, and it was fun because everybody my family wanted to take pictures of me and stuff, and I went over to my grandma's house, and she had a giant bowl of candy, and that was one of my favorite places to stop, was my grandma's house. She always made Halloween pretty special.
Yeah, other story, I'm sure you've all probably dealt with this before, having like a scarecrow or something sitting holding a bowl of candy, and then there's always someone standing there like encouraging you to take some, and being the paranoid person I am, and I did not walk up to it because I had a feeling it was breathing. And it was actually a guy dressed up as a scarecrow. So I let someone else go first and get scared, and then he was like, oh, okay, take the candy. There's a guy that lives up from my dad's house, and he always has a really cool Halloween display. And he has this person, usually all through October, that it's just like a fake thing, and it sits there with the bowl of candy. And oh gosh.
So he just has the bowl in there until, Halloween night. And then he fills it up, and he will dress up like that thing and sit there. So all this time, it's been fake, but until the Halloween night, then he does that. So I already knew, because I found that out last year, because the year before I had got scared by it. So the next year I knew, and I kind of already prepared myself, but when I was walking back to the truck, somebody is in the tree.
Oh gosh.
Which I think I don't know if it was his son or if it was somebody that he knew, jumped out and scared me so bad. I fell to the ground.
Aww.
And I started laughing so hard, so it was funny.
That reminds me, I went to one house, it's kind of in the same neighborhood, so I knew it was people that, there's a possibility I was going to run into people from my elementary school trick-or-treating and other people from the neighborhood, because it's one of those neighborhoods you just kind of know each other. Felt like someone was watching us, and there was someone following us from tree to tree in a costume. Oh. They were just like tree to tree, thinking that we couldn't see them, and they like duck behind a tree and like stick their head out and duck behind a tree. I think I know who it was. It's a kid that I went to elementary school with, and we went to high school with him, but I couldn't quite tell who it was at first. It was kind of creepy. I don't know if anybody heard of Spooky Woods, like those haunted trails and stuff. Oh yeah. I went down one of those one time. People I was with, always scared and stuff. And normally I was, but I was ready to, if you come at me, I will hit you.
kind of thing, like defensive. Like
wrestling.
There was one that came at me one time, and I just full on just like and pushed him, and I kept going ooh as I ran away. I just went through it really fast, and even those like haunted houses and stuff, I would go through it really fast, and one would scare me, and I would just start laughing. I'd go scare me, go through scare me, and I keep doing that. I keep laughing every time. So I always like those, but the funny thing about this is I like to do those spooky woods and things like that, but scary movies, it's like the haunted shows on TV where they're trying to prove that ghosts are real.
Oh, yeah.
It's like interesting, but the real scary movies, no.
That's kind of how I am, except I won't even do like the fake haunted houses. I won't do any of like the spooky woods, because anytime someone scares me, I just like freeze. Just freeze.
I laugh.
And have like a mini panic attack. So I've just not done those. I also can't watch. I don't do well with jump scares. I can do well with like blood and gore and creepy stuff. I just don't do well with jump scares. Like if you're, it's just I can.
That's funny how different.
I did a ghost tour in Savannah. I'll have to might tell a story about that around Halloween. So around the time
a story time video or something about that.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool, because it's the perfect time to do it. I've also got like a ghost story from my experience that you guys can decide whether or not you believe it.
Yeah, I've got 2 of those.
Yeah. Ooh, I need to hear those after this video.
Yeah.
I don't like scary movies where the thing you're supposed to be afraid of is invisible, or like things like The Conjuring, or like stuff, because since I believe in a lot of paranormal stuff, that kind of tends to be more real to me. The weirdest thing people have given us, or something different other than candy, as far as treats. I've gotten apples before. A lot of
movie. I don't know if it's weird, but
that is very different. I've never heard that. I got a lot of Bible pamphlets, but then again, one year we went to like a church thing. There's one person on my road that used to give out only healthy food. So I think it was like apples, a granola bar. Yeah, I was very disappointed. But then there was also somebody on the same road that gave out like big candy bars. So I went to them.
Yeah.
I went to the people who gave out apples and gave all the apples to my mom.
Oh, I know. We want a toothbrush.
A toothbrush?
Like they were like a dentist or something,
Oh,
and they like with a candy. So yeah, a toothbrush. I needed one, so
I mean,
it wasn't that
it's useful.
bad.
Probably gonna need it after you eat all the candy anyway.
What was your favorite candy?
Ooh, my favorite candy used to be Milky Ways. That was the best.
Mine has always been and will forever be Butterfinger. So if you got me a Butterfinger, but the sweet tarts were really cool.
Oh yeah, I love those. I remember Pixie Sticks too. I was always excited to get those.
I like anything sour.
Oh yeah, the warhead
thing. Anything sour.
I do like sour stuff, but not too sour.
That was my favorite part about Halloween, was going. And for the longest time, I felt like I was too old to go, and it was just a silly thing. But really, I mean, dressing up is fun. It's something you're going to do once a year.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think. I mean, who cares what anybody thinks? If you want to dress up, you dress up.
Well, thank you for watching.
And if you've got any suggestions for future videos, or if you've got any Halloween outfit ideas or any stories that you like, would you like to share in the comments and stuff, that would be great.
Yeah, we'd love to hear them, and we read every single one. See you next video. Bye. Good. What is that?
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, excuse me.
Let's stick on our teeth. Yes. Probably.
It's like a Demi throwback.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have something on our teeth?
No. Dance party. Not adding music, because not monetized.
Because I mean, that would just be weird. Did I hit you in the back with that?
It was barely like...
Okay, bye.